Jacob, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining me this morning. Director of Dramatic Arts
Yes.
here at Haileybury. Can you tell me a little bit about your background and perhaps what led you, the pathway that led you to Haileybury today?
So I had worked as an actor, worked in the industry, loved those experiences, but had always taught in theatre schools and then in mainstream education. And you really can't beat the joy of working with young people, the infectious energy that you get back from them through the business of teaching and creating shows in a school environment. And it's delightfully consistent. Mm-hmm. And as we know, acting can be an inconsistent business. So teaching has been a joyful career. And then coming to work at Haileybury was the opportunity to work really, I suppose, at the top of the educational sector with really great resources in beautiful surroundings and with very capable, talented children.
Yeah, we are very lucky in all those respects, aren't we? So,
we are.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about maybe the strengths or the interest of that academic programme to start with.
If you join Haileybury in the lower school, then you'll have drama as part of the curriculum, Drama for All, which is very valuable, very enjoyable, and we tackle the history of theatre, lots of different drama techniques, practitioners, and importantly, there's an opportunity for socialisation and for building confidence and exploring various social issues, etc., through the medium of drama. Then beyond that, from removes or year 9 upwards, it's an option. So you've got your removes pathway, your GCSE, or then A-level or IB.
And alongside that as well, there's a strong LAMDA programme, isn't there, as well, which I know lots of, hundreds of the pupils in the school here take part in.
So it's interesting, 7 years ago, I think there were 20 odd LAMDA pupils, and now there are 160.
Brilliant.
With 86% distinction for the pass rates at the last exam cycle. So it's really flourished and it's really successful. It's very popular.
And lots of different variety within that. We talked about variety earlier. Lots of variety within that programme and within the academic side of school life for people to really explore their interests and their own kind of dreams and aspirations.
And that's it. I think if you just want to get your theatrical fix, you can do it through the co-curricular. But if you want to pursue it academically, you can do so through the A-level or IB and that journey up to that point. I mean, I think that A-level drama is sometimes misunderstood, but it's incredibly demanding. It's very broad-reaching, and the sort of skills of evaluation, analysis, sociology, history, politics, when you're looking at the context in which writers write and plays are made, I think it's a really inspiring programme of study.
And you mentioned a journey, I guess, there as well, and there is very much that, isn't there? We've got a history, I suppose, of people, young people who have come through. They've started in the lower school, maybe they've done little bits there, and then they've gone into the more formal academic side, and then they've gone on after that to other things. And we've had some success with pupils recently going on to university or other courses, haven't we? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
3 or 4 pupils last year left to go forward and study drama in one form or another at either theatre school or university. So there's good success there. And we have a pretty impressive alumni.
What sorts of things have they gone on to do?
I mean, we have an A-list Hollywood film director. We've got very well-known actors, Oscar-nominated makeup artists. So it's really interesting, actually, to see that people go on to explore not just the performance side of theatre and film, but to be producers, directors, and technical creatives as well.
In a way, bridges that gap, doesn't it, between the academic world and the practical world a little bit. And let's talk a little bit about that. So let's say I decided not necessarily to go down that academic route, but as you say, I could still take full pleasureful part in that co-curricular opportunity. What does that look like? How does that work? How can I progress up through, and what kinds of things do we put on here?
So we have a really lovely shape to the year, I think, now, which is the year starts with house drama.
And which we're in the middle of now, as we speak, aren't we?
We had a successful first night last night, 3 great plays performed by 6 houses. They work as brother-sister houses.
Yeah, which is a lovely way of doing it as well, I think, with the boys and girls houses working together to pull this together in quite a short time frame as well, isn't it?
They do amazing things, and I have absolute respect for the student directors who get a real taste of the challenges of mounting a play and putting on a show and corralling the younger pupils into the rehearsal room and getting them all there and making all the technical choices.
Yeah, and it's all them as well,
isn't
it?
Entirely student-led.
They're pulling it all together themselves. Yeah, it's really, really good.
It's really a lovely competition.
Great start to the year as well. Yeah.
So that's how the year starts, and it's really inclusive, drama for all. We see lots of pupils perhaps who you might not see in one of the main school productions having a go and taking part. And I think that's very valuable.
And sometimes pick out some stars as well that you weren't aware of, I guess.
We saw some emerging talent last night. Yeah. We then have 3 main school productions through the year. So let's take this year. We've got Richard III by Shakespeare, and then we have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is our main school musical production. There will then be a lower school, specifically lower school production just for years 7 and 8. And
that's Great Expectations this year, is that right? Yeah.
Great Expectations. So that's lovely for them. It's a quite an intellectual acting challenge.
Yeah, not straightforward, not an easy kind of thing at all to do, but
no,
but they love it. I mean, I've seen the year 7s and 8s, and they just throw themselves into it, don't they?
And excitingly this year, their opportunity for musical theatre exists with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which we're taking off site to the Beam Theatre in Hertford, which is a very exciting venue.
Well, that's fantastic as well, isn't it? To have something brand new, enormous, we'll fill it, I'm sure, as well with the performances. But really exciting to have that just on our doorstep to add to the facilities we've got here.
It's a very exciting prospect because it's a beautiful venue.
Any golden tickets around?
Well,
watch this space.
You can find yourself a golden ticket in one of our promotional events. Brilliant. There will be some golden ticket winners. There will be a golden ticket VIP experience.
Fantastic.
There will be all sorts of lovely promotions accompanying what we hope will be a hugely ambitious and very successful production.
Lots of people's involved, which is great, and that's the whole point, isn't it? To try and get as many people enthused and getting involved as you can.
Record numbers auditioned, 117 makes the casting process difficult to say the least.
Yes,
but we'll take a cast of nearly 60 down there.
That's brilliant.
Which is lovely.
Yeah. So across the 3, the 4 main ones that we're talking about, or across the year, there's a lot of people's involved. Not always the same ones, and spreading the load and the opportunity.
That's it. Loads of opportunity, loads of uptake, and variety in terms of the selection of materials. So we'll always try and balance something with sort of intellectual weight, Greek theatre, Renaissance drama, Shakespeare, with some musical theatre, because that's a really lovely opportunity for the musicians, the student players are in the band, and the performers can show off their singing and dancing and acting skills. And then the lower school production, which again provides those opportunities for the younger ones. The year finishes, I should mention, with Arts Week.
Yes, brilliant.
And that's, I think, Arts Week last year was an absolute joy. The standards across the school, not just from drama, was so high. It was genuinely inspirational.
And this is just to explain a little bit, this is kind of multiple little events through the course of the week that people can dip in, dip out of, evenings, lunchtimes, all that kind of stuff, isn't it? It's a real celebration of the arts across that week.
Yes, exactly. Tying together the life of chapel, the life of music, the life of the art department, the dramatic arts, in one big week-long celebration of culture and creativity. And it's a really lovely week.
None of this happens in isolation. Obviously, the pupils do bring their skills, and they do a lot of that hard work, but it's got to be facilitated by an amazing team of staff. Tell me a little bit about the team that you've got around you.
We are lucky to have a very strong team. We're blessed by having 2 technicians, 3 actually, if you include the music tech, who are able to work wonders in our theatre here and do amazing things with light, sound and set. We have 3 drama teachers, all who have trained as actors and worked in the business as well as training as teachers, teaching at theatre schools, and ultimately working here at Haileybury. And then we have, a lovely team, 2 dance teachers, 3 LAMDA tutors, and visiting professionals who come in and sort of support that team.
And what I always notice when I come in here is the atmosphere and the collegiality of the team as well. That you just get on really well. You're really passionate about what you do, but working together to achieve all these things, which is lovely. It's lovely to see. So one of the questions that a previous interviewee gave to me to ask the next interview. This is your task now. The question is, what is your favourite location around the school? We're very fortunate. We've got lots of areas. What would you say?
Well, I would be disloyal to the department if I didn't say it was the theatre. Yeah, okay. I always say that they're my favourite weeks of the year. Still, show week, the excitement it brings to me and to the staff and to the pupils, that infectious energy is hard to match anywhere else in the world, never mind in the school. So the theatre. But I do love the chapel as well for its kind of thought-provoking calmness, and that's a lovely place to be. But we are blessed, aren't we, at Haileybury, with more than a few beautiful.
And it's interesting as well when people talk about their time here at Haileybury, they will often mention the chapel, but they'll also talk about the house plays and the school productions. And it's formative, I think, the process that they go through and what the pupils gain from and what they love about this place. And it's lovely. And long may that continue.
Long may it last. Absolutely.
One final question, which is, do you have a question for my next interviewee? Anything that you think you'd like to ask them or that I can ask on your behalf?
What's been your favourite Haileybury theatre production, and what would you like to see next? Okay,
it's great. That's fantastic. We'll give inspiration for the future as well. Jacob, thank you very much indeed for your time. It was really nice to talk to you.
Simon.
Thanks very much.
You too.